Well, thank you for joining the show. And can you? What we want to do is just kind of hear a little bit about what you do and for in this space and how Threaded has really affected you personally. So, uh, what would you like to share?
Well, I am in Portland, Oregon, and our church is Sunset Church in the suburbs. And I'm the ministry leader for the racial justice ministry. So we're trying to help educate people in our congregation so that there's more awareness of how to talk about race and how to try not to hurt other people by saying things that,
Yeah.
maybe unintentionally are hurting people. And my
Well, first of
husband,
all, real quick,
African
thank you
American.
for thank you. Well, just real quick, I'm gonna let you keep going. I just want to say thank you for doing that. I know that it's probably got its fair share of, we'll just say, ups and downs with regard to that, and it could be easy to walk away. So thanks for hanging in there and doing that. Well, we appreciate people like you who are sticking in there.
Oh yeah, thank you. You're in it too.
I am. We're in this thing together. But continue. You were talking about your husband.
Oh yeah. So my husband Damon is African American, and he grew up in the AME Church in Seattle, and I joined that church and went there for years, and then we moved to Portland, and we are in a predominantly white church now, so it's very different music,
Mm-hmm.
everything.
Yeah, I bet.
um, so when the summer of 2020 happened, it was just like, how can our church try to help? Because everything was kind of blowing up with
Yeah.
how people are talking about it. And, Black Lives Matter protests were really big in Portland. And
Yeah. Yeah. You
so
guys were
it
in the
was
news
just a
quite a bit.
really divisive time. And personally, I had a really hard situation with some friends. Like, I hurt them, they hurt me. Then we couldn't
Mm-hmm.
really repair it because it was lots of things happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus the pandemic, right? So you can't talk in person.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so anyway, it
It's
got to be
crazy.
the point where our church did a Be the Bridge book study,
Mm-hmm.
and that was fantastic. And then we kind of put together, I think it was 10 or 12 people that wanted to try to help make more things happen. And then our friend, one of the people, we were all just sort of searching, finding different organizations. And
Yeah.
honestly, we love every single organization that's doing this. Like, I am happy for every single
Yeah.
person trying to do this. But my friend fell upon Threaded, and she said, I think this is a somewhat smaller organization, and I really like this curriculum. So a handful of people went through Threaded's journey, and
Mm-hmm.
then I led a group, and it was really fun because my mother-in-law and another friend of hers from the AME Church in Seattle joined us, and then we had 5 people from Texas join us. So it was a really cool group.
Wow.
And so I would
That
just
is
say
very
that
cool.
personally, Threaded has helped me become a better facilitator in the discussions and try to help everybody be heard. And also it's given me more confidence within the groups in our church, because most of them are maybe 80-90% white.
Mm-hmm.
And I might be the only person in the room that has any experience of like handling or
Yeah.
being hurt.
Facilitating the conversations.
Right. There's just not very many people of color. So it was really encouraging to be in a group that Threaded sort of helped us go through.
Love that. Okay, so you were part of the facilitator training, if I remember that right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went through so we hadn't talked about that yet, but we along with our journey small group curriculum, we offer facilitator training for those who would facilitate those groups. And so the journey is meant to be a diverse small group experience, and typically you want to try to have some diversity in the leadership, and there's some very specific kind of tools that we try to give facilitators to help navigate what can be a turbulent conversation, which is almost designed to be a little bit turbulent in order to get to the real nitty gritties of people's stories to see them and to have the opportunity to respond in love to them. So it's creating safety, it's navigating turbulence, but on the other side of it, creating connection and lifelong, hopefully lifelong friendships and relationships, cross culturally, and so that's what the journey, and all of it using the Bible and using scriptural and the gospel dynamics, and other things. So that's a little bit what that is. And so Yukiko, yeah, that's right. You were one of our facilitators who jumped in there, and I'm loving hearing that it worked out well for you and that you're finding use for it outside of the small group space. Probably like it works in the small group space, but those tools hopefully help navigate social media, coffee shop conversations, and a whole slew of other things.
Yeah, and our church is doing quarterly classes, and we've done a 6-week series that had videos, and now we're starting another one. So I feel like we're getting there.
Yeah. Well, again, thank you for hanging in there. I know the conversation it feels like, maybe it's just me, it feels like it gets a little more difficult every day, because you learn new rebuttals and new accusations, and there's lots of things that get said. But I think if we can believe and hold on to the fact that as God's children in his church, we have a responsibility to love each other and know each other well. And if that's what guides us, then it can't be all these other divisive things that kind of get thrown into the mix. And so we want to hold on to that. And I think we can come out well on the other side of it. So I love